Movies are probably the coolest thing that we have in this country today. Sci-fi adventures, mythical epics, historic dramas, and original masterpieces brought to life using the gifts of thespianism and special effects. And it seems every year they are only getting better. Most of them. The thing is, with every blockbuster hit, there are also a couple flops with it. Movies that are either not as good as they are hyped up to be, flooded with unnecessary and constant biased messages and/or meaningless fad references, or they are simply a disaster. There are a few particular ways a film can be designed to fail, and yet people make the same mistakes over and over and over again, like with history. Most movies are either romantic comedies, superhero-themed, or are a remake of a classic and beloved franchise from a few decades before. A lot of them are also based on books, mangas, myths, and historic events. Now these are all good concepts that time and time again have inspired us and entertained us. But how they are led to fail is purely on how the film is interpreted via directing, the targeted audience, or the message it delivered. Let's start with romantic comedies. Everyone wants to fall in love. Everybody wants to laugh. And this is all good and fine, but in this day and age, the definitions of love, lust, and pure debauchery is severely blurred, and the concept of actual humor also falls to a new low with each film. Though these films aren't really to be taken seriously and are more suited to a group of drunk sorority girls than an audience with taste. But apart from typically being crude and unrealistic in the portrayal of any kind of courtship, they're just so damn boring. It's literally the same shtick every time.
Ooh, here's a guy either super hot, wild, or awkward but cute, who can't seem to find the right woman due to circumstances or lifestyle. Ooh, a woman who is either too busy to find love or is too stuck up to see the value in a real relationship. Ooh, they've met by totally crazy and convenient circumstance, and now their lives are obnoxiously fused as they go on this totes romantic journey, only to be torn apart by a misunderstanding, have a sad moment, realize what they mean to each other, then desperately rush to confess their feelings before it's too late, and the other one is gone forever.
Tell me this is not every single romantic comedy ever. Next we have superhero movies. These, as of recent, haven't been all too bad. They remain fairly accurate to the comics and cartoons, have great casts, and are just freaking awesome. The problem isn't often the film itself, but is more based on the conflict between fans. DC and Marvel fans are the worst. They go together like mongooses and snakes. Unless you're like me and you like both. You weird schneck-goose hybrid, you. They bash each other, mock the films, and take something meant for entertainment and turn it into an unenjoyable battlefield, or overuse it in social media and pop culture. Either way, it gets a little obnoxious after a while. Movie remakes are always tricky because you know it's not going to be like the original in a pretty severe way. And whether it's an extension of a franchise like Star Wars, or a modern version of a classic like Jumanji, something isn't going to be quite right, and that something is called the director's vision. Now, a director is going to make a movie the way they want it, but that's exactly what ruins a remake. People want to see exactly what they saw 30 years ago, just with better special effects and new actors. A lot of directors will straight up change the plot, add and remove characters, and make changes to the theme to the point that it's not even the same story anymore. This is why a movie could have the same, if not a better reception than its original counterpart, but falls short with wasted potential. When you make a movie based on a book, manga, or it's a remake, you cannot use the director's vision in great lengths, if at all. It may be your company making the film, but it isn't your story. It's not your characters. If you alter too much, you'll ruin it for the fans and for yourself. I know directors do this for money, but they could make so much more money if they did it right. This is why movies like The Green Lantern, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Percy Jackson films were complete and utter failures that make us all cringe. Myths and legends. There are so many of these stories in every culture around the world it's hard to keep track, and even harder to find out what exactly the story is. Though, despite different translation through a culture, myths typically have a basic and well-understood storyline. Tales like the Odyssey, the Tane, and even various religious texts, which I guess can also be classified as history, are very well known, and when it comes to movies, most people want to watch what they read or heard. And that is exactly what we never get. We all know Hollywood doesn't give two shits about morals, accuracy, or even the plot. As long as they can include sex, violence, drug abuse, or any other kind of amoral behavior or subliminal message, they're happy. Because of this, movies like Troy, 300, Noah, and dozens of other stories were wrongly interpreted. And they can get away with it too, because coming generations are too dumb to read the actual fucking books. All in all, as long as you're entertained, I guess none of this really matters. We all have different opinions and tastes and don't always like what we see on the big screen. But directors, please consider avoiding bad decisions in the future, such as
Making movies about the internet or pop culture, making movies about the same myths over and over again just to ruin them, making movies just to be dirty, making movies to be self-righteous, making movies directed by Seth Rogen, making movies about making movies about boring everyday life, making movies about Hollywood occult agenda. Stop over-sexualizing literally everything. Stop using the F-bomb so fucking liberally. Stop making romantic comedies. Don't make movies about food. Never let the food talk. No one cares that you're fucking high. Stop calling it a remake if it's not like the original. Jeez.
Well, I done went and made another one. If you like the video, please by all means like, comment, and subscribe. If you have ideas for another video, go ahead and comment below and I'll see about making it. Thanks for watching. See y'all later.